Okay, so now we're here on the courthouse steps. I have my model here with me, Norma. You might recognize her from our social media profiles. We've done her senior pictures, we've done her just random modeling pictures, and she's kind of part of the family now. So this is Norma, she's gonna be modeling for us today. So our first setup, we're just gonna use all the natural light we got here in this scene. So we're gonna be pulling out our light meter because light's not changing. As you can see outside, probably Elijah will put some B-roll over it, but it's pretty much a blue sky. There's not a lot going on, so our lighting is going to be staying predominantly the same for the whole shoot. So we got her here on these steps, and we're gonna do some shots of her. She's wearing a red outfit and blue jeans, and this whole scene's kind of got like a blue kind of undertones to it. So red and blue are actually colors that look nice together. They're contrasting colors. So this is gonna make the image really, really look nice. So let's get started. So I currently have my light meter. It's the Sekonic Lightmaster Pro L478D. Whatever light meter you have is fine. I usually like to use a light meter whenever I get the opportunity, especially like I said before, when the light is staying pretty much the same. So I'm gonna put it right by my subject's chin, boom, and I'm gonna get a meter reading of 1/100th, shutter speed, 4.5, aperture, and 100 ISO. So I'm gonna dial those settings in to my camera. So I said 1/100th and ISO 100, f4.5. Now, what I'm thinking off the bat, first things first, is obviously this is a portrait. I'm not really trying to get all the stairs or anything in focus, so I'm gonna start working with my reciprocals and start subtracting some of that aperture away and adding it to my shutter speed, because I want Norma to be the main focus of the image and not have my eyes wandering around on just distracting background elements. So right now I'm at 4.5 on my shutter. 4.5 on my aperture. So I'm gonna cut that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now my new settings off that reciprocal are 1/400th of a second, f2.2, and then ISO still staying at 100. The reason why I didn't change my ISO is because I want my ISO to stay clean as can be, and then it was already at the lowest setting. I could go to 50, but I don't think it's worth the hassle, so we're just gonna move up our shutter speed. Sometimes Norma can get a little wiggly, so it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more shutter speed. She's not really wiggly. I'm just making that up. Okay, so Norma, I'll have you sitting your wiggly self right here. Your not so wiggly self there. And then when she sat, she kind of sat perfectly, right? Most of the times you won't get people to give you the perfect pose out the back, but she is a trained professional model after all these years working with me. So I'm just gonna adjust her. She's got me pretty much where I need to be, and there's only just a few tweaks to make her absolutely stunning. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change her legs. Move your legs this way. I wanna bring one leg up on one step. So I kind of like the twosy rule. I learned that a long time ago from my buddy Kirk Vauclain. Anytime two things are doing the same thing, it looks really weird in a photo. So we're gonna break up the legs to make them kind of off-centered. We're gonna take one arm, put it on that top leg, and then we'll take the second arm and throw it on the step. So as you can see, another thing that I like to do is find triangles. So when we're looking at Norma, we'll see a little triangle here on her leg. We'll see another triangle there. We have a triangle here. She's gonna move this arm out a little bit. We have another triangle here. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for different triangles within the pose to make it more interesting as we shoot. So I got her here. And then as far as my camera angle, obviously the most normal thing that people are gonna do is come here and just click the photo. And then they'll be like, oh, I got it, great. So one thing that you can do to really make your work stand out is to get different heights, different levels. So for instance, I'm gonna get a little bit lower so she looks more dominant in the frame. She's not gonna look masculine. She's gonna look more like she's owning the photo. So I'm gonna get about midway to her eyes, and I'm gonna start taking photos there. And as I shoot with her, I'm just gonna kind of coach her, give her prompts, listen to how I talk to her so you can learn how to make your model a little bit more comfortable, or your subject. So you're doing great, Norma. Perfect, just like that. I love the hair. Bring the hair right here. Beautiful. All right, let me do a couple test shots. Okay, you definitely passed that test. Okay, right there, 1, 2. And then let me see you lean a little bit more forward. Bring that elbow out just a little. Yeah, right there. Perfect. 1, 2. That's great. Perfect. Let me get a little close up. Bring that hand out just a little bit more. Right there. Good. And then what I also would like to do is have you kind of looking down the road. Yes, perfect. Just like that. 1, 2. Perfect. That looks great. Oh, I do like you looking that way too. Kind of probably like right here at my hand towards that way. Yep, 1, 2. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we have Norma here now. You've seen me get the establishing shots. So now I want to focus on getting those up tight, close and personal shots of her. Not too personal, but close shots that show off her face and not the scene. So I have her sitting. We're not going to really change her pose too much. We're going to let her hang where she is. What I like to try to do is move around on my subject and get a variety of images versus having them move and then us having to adjust clothes and hair a million times. I want to get the most out of my shoot when I'm shooting, so I'll move around instead of making them move. So she's here. We'll throw that hand back up, bring that hand out some.
More?
Yeah. And then we're just going to start real close on her face. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, so good. And she has these lovely blue eyes, which just are going great with all the blue tones. Perfect. I love the looking away. I love that one. Okay, then I'm gonna come here just a little bit lower and get some shots of her. These shots, they're just gonna make her look, like these low angle shots, they're just gonna make her look more like a boss. And I already know Norma, she is a boss, so it's gonna totally fit right up her alley. So yeah, it's perfect. Okay, these look great. Okay, now we're gonna start to break our twosy rule. So I'm gonna bring both of her knees up and I'm gonna let her hug her knees. Yep, and then yep, just like that. And then you're gonna just kind of look right back at me like you were doing just now. Yeah. And then I'm gonna have you kind of looking down that way. Love it, love it. Perfect. Fantastic. And what I'm also doing is when I'm shooting, I'm leaving extra space because I don't typically know how the image is going to be used later. She might decide she wants to use it for promoting something, so I'll give her some negative space on the side. Or maybe she wants to crop it in and use it for social media in a different way than just their standard traditional way. So whenever I'm shooting, I'm always giving a little bit of extra room for different types of uses with the photos. Okay? And then last thing I want to do, I think I want to get you back with your elbow leaning right here, like that. And I'm going to be on this side because of the cones. So let's flip your whole thing over.
I like this.
Yeah.
Jeans are so hard to work with.
Yeah, no, you're good. So now what I'm going to try to do in this shot is I'm going to try to get some of these leading lines from the stairs to kind of showcase her and let the lines lead to her. We got some kind of scaffolding or whatever going back here. And what's the benefit of shooting at 2.0 or 2.2 is a lot of that stuff's gonna get blurred out. So I'll be able to utilize these leading lines in her, and then I'll have enough fall off from my aperture not to have to worry about the background. You can pause if you need to. You can cut that part out. If you don't need to. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm actually gonna have you go down one step. So what I'm seeing in my images is her head's getting impaled by the corner of this brick here. So I'm moving her down one step, and I wanna focus more on having these trees in the background as the background, because I don't wanna get too much of the grass. It's kind of at a whole different f-stop than my whole entire scene. So I'm utilizing the shadows on the trees, the shadows here with her, and I'm getting an overall kind of just even exposure on the whole shot. And you can already see as I'm taking these how much better they look. Perfect. And then I'm gonna get you to roll in that hip a little bit.
This one?
Yep. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Right there. 1, 2. And right, this hair is kind of attacking you. So yeah, either bring it on. Yeah, right there. That's beautiful. Norma's boyfriend's gonna be so happy. Future, past, or present. Love it. One more. Perfect. And that is what I would do for a small, no light, natural light portrait and some subtractive light. Okay, so in this setup, we're gonna be using a very, very strong backlight. First, we're gonna pull out a silhouette shot of Norma, and then we're gonna go for a fill light shot with Norma. I wanna illustrate to you how a backlit situation can actually be magic if you do it properly. And also show you how to make the most out of nothing when you don't have a light to get a beautiful portrait of someone in a silhouette form. So what we definitely will be doing this time is we will be shooting high-speed sync. We will probably have our light cranked up to the max or close to it to overpower the sun. But we're gonna get some phenomenal, beautiful backlit images of Norma that she's gonna cherish forever. So let's get this thing started. Okay, so we're here in this backlit situation. What I'm gonna be doing is getting a silhouette shot first of Norma. She's gonna have a beautiful light kissing on her back of her head. She's gonna look like an angel, but she's gonna be dark in the front. So I'm taking off my remote, handing it to Elaine, and then I'm gonna do just my silhouette shot first. And I'm gonna get a low angle because it looks better with a low angle. Elaine, I'm gonna get you to move out just a little bit so you're not in there. And as you can see, Norma's shadow is going right here, and I'm putting my camera in her shadow. And I'm angling it up like this. So now I'm rolling my settings. I'm at 1/8,000th of a second, and I'm not seeing much of Norma at all. But I do see her head. So what I am realizing now is I'm gonna have to move Norma off the building quite a bit so I can actually see her silhouette. So we're gonna back this thing up. I'm gonna be living life in the danger zone right here on the edge of the road, but she's gonna be safe, so she can keep coming forward some. Okay, I'm gonna get you to step this way a couple steps. Right there, fantastic. Let me move myself. Okay, one more step this way, Norma. Yeah, right there. Oh, did you rock a little bit? Go one more. Yeah, right there. Perfect. And then I think I want to have your hand up in your, like this, the backhand, and then kind of looking out that way. It can kind of be like right here or something. Yeah, good. Okay, guess what? You get to slide one more that way now. Okay, got it. Perfect. 1, 2. Okay, so far I'm executing this shot. I am at 1/8,000th of a second on my shutter. I'm at f10 and I'm at ISO 100. And we are getting some killer silhouettes of her. She's got the wiggles right now, as you can see. Oh, I can't see your face, so you're good to just look out that way. Yeah. Perfect. Let me see like something like both arms up, like this, something just natural. Yeah. Yeah. But kind of turn to me a little bit with it. Yeah, right there. Give me a little space between your head and your arms when you do it. Love it. And these are just, that left arm, bend it a little bit back. Like this? Yeah, right there, right there. Perfect. Okay, those look awesome. Okay, so we got our silhouette shot. It looks pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna bring Norma back to that backlit situation, and we're gonna bring in our light so we can get some lighting on her. All right, Elaine. Oh, watch that ant pile right there. It's the South, baby. Wildlife everywhere. They come into your house if you let them. Okay, so as you can see on Norma, we'll pan over to her if we can. Is she underexposed or she's good? Can you see the light on the back of her head? So as you can see, she's got this glow going back here. I'm not fixing her hair or anything, but she's got this glow, and as she turns her face, you can already see how the light is edging her. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 10 toes at me, and then we're gonna have all the light just behind her. And the wind's blowing her hair this way, so I think we're just gonna bring it all to her left shoulder. And then we'll bring our light just around this way. Fantastic. And what we noticed was on our silhouette shot, everything was kind of black. We don't necessarily want everything black this time. So we're gonna be a lot south of 1/8,000. We're gonna start at about 1/800th of a second on our shutter. And then we're gonna turn on our trigger and we're gonna be utilizing the high-speed sync mode. High-speed sync's nothing to be scared of. It's just another way to work your light. So whenever you're using high-speed sync, your light uses a lot more power than it normally would. So in order to get a powerful shot, we need to really push the power of our light up. So we're gonna go ahead and crank our light up to probably about 1/3 of the power that it has. So we're gonna go all the way up to, our light goes to 9 power. So we're probably gonna start shooting at about 7.5. Just for starters. And our light, as you can see, is about 3 foot away from her, maybe. So I'm gonna do a little test shot. And I'm noticing I need to bring my aperture down because right now I'm shooting at aperture f10, so I'm gonna go down to f4.5. And it's already looking better. I think I can go all the way down to f2.5. Okay, I like what I'm getting on there. What I'm noticing is I'm getting a lot of light from her head, so I'm gonna bring this, on her forehead, so I'm gonna bring this light down right there for her. Yep. And I'm gonna start shooting right here. One more test. That looks nice. Perfect. And then I'm gonna get a baby step this way, maybe 2 or 3. I'm seeing some of the orange cones from a little bit of construction that they have going on back there, and that's not good, so. And these shots are gonna be mid-level, so I don't need to worry about her feet or anything. So I'm gonna go right here again. I'm just making sure I wasn't in Elaine's ant pile. Perfect. And what I am noticing is I'm actually in the sun, so I'm getting a little bit of sun flare in my lens. So I'm actually gonna scooch this whole thing over to where I can get my camera in the shade. So we'll move you two with us. And it's still gonna look nice because she'll have some backlit leaves behind her. So keep scooching forward some. Yeah, right there, okay. Beautiful, let me try that. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let me put you on this side, Elaine. So we're gonna put Elaine on the broad side of her, which isn't gonna be an issue this time, but it is gonna make me kind of shift my camera a little bit more this way. So what I'm looking for is shade on my lens, which I have found it right there. That's looking great. Now I'm gonna get low. This is a very beautiful backlit scene. Okay, I'm gonna turn your body this way. Yep, and then and then you're gonna kind of look out that way towards the light. Beautiful. Yeah, it can be on that side too. Yeah, that's good. And then you can have that other hand down if you need to. Yeah. Is the hair messing up your face?
Yeah, it's okay.
We're kind of fighting the nature's elements of wind, so it's just part of it, you know? Wind's kind of going crazy here and there. So in the event that this would be happening in a real shoot, I'll show you what I would do. We're just gonna pick up our setup and we're gonna go over here. And on this rock right here, we're seeing a lot of like splotchy lights. So we're gonna actually sit her kind of in front of here or one of these things to block the wind. So I'm gonna put you closer to the middle, Norma. And I'm gonna have you sitting on that where the sun's shining.
Sit?
Yeah, with your feet hanging off. Okay, so what I'm looking for is her head to be in the sun right there. I don't know if you can see that. You have to adjust your, yeah. So she's gonna back up just to where her head's in that sun. And then when I see that, I know that she's gonna have a rim light on the back of her head. That's my little cheat. So now that she's here, I love what I'm getting. I'm gonna bring her left knee up on the shelf. Does that work? Will it go all the way up? Oh, your right foot on the concrete with you? Yep, and then kind of like this. Does that feel comfy or not comfy? Okay, let's start there. We might move it. Actually, I like it down better. It looks more natural. Yeah. The Gene Team. Yeah, let's start there. Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna actually go to f2.0 since we're in the shade. And then Elaine, you'll come in just a hair. Perfect. Okay. Elaine, let me see you up here inside the boom. So what I'm noticing now is since we moved, we had to tweak a lot of our settings. I'm gonna do a couple of test shots of her first and then I'll give you the actual settings. So Elaine's getting in the Canon as much as she can. Okay, lower that light a lot. She's getting some raccoon eyes. Okay. Feather it this way. A lot. Keep feathering and then go down even further. That's all the way down? Okay, cool. Okay, so right now my settings are 1/1000th, f2.2, ISO 100. Love it. And then what I want you to do when remember your light is on this side. So yeah, so anytime, yeah. So 1, 2. Love it. And then I can come up here and get some close-ups of her. Love it. Perfect. Fantastic. And those are some beautiful backlit portraits and a silhouette shot. Something a little creative for Norma to put in her portfolio.